I'm John Lewis, Mayor of the town of Gilbert. Welcome to the Mayor's Minutes. The focus of this program is to tell you about some of the exciting things that are happening in our clean, safe, and vibrant community. As the 33rd best place to live in the United States, we want you to be aware of our residents involved in serving our community, new businesses or events of interest or information about town leaders or initiative. It's all right here in the Mayor's Minutes. As the largest town in the United States and currently the fastest growing municipality in Arizona and possibly in the country, we are expanding and growing quickly. With our growth, we continue to build. Part of our building includes road construction that will make it easier for you to travel throughout the town. One of the major projects we just completed as part of road construction occurred at this location right here on Williamsfield Road. We recently cut the ribbon on the Williamsfield Road expansion project.
1, 2, 3, hooray!
Thanks to a partnership with the Maricopa County Department of Transportation, the town of Gilbert was able to widen the road to 6 lanes, install new curbs, gutters, sidewalks, street, and add an equestrian path along the north side of the road. From start to finish, the project took less than 2 years, and the cost was split equally by Maricopa County and the town of Gilbert. Roads aren't the only thing expanding in the town of Gilbert. Our firefighters are improving their response times and their carbon footprint with a new, one-of-a-kind fire station. Take a look.
Gilbert Fire Department's new Fire Station 10 is unlike any other. Using new green technology, Division Chief Wes Kemp hopes they can make a difference not only saving lives, but saving the environment.
And we're hoping that once we get through our certification process, this will be the first LEED certified facility in the town of Gilbert. Let's take a walk and let us show you the facility. First thing we'll do is we'll start on the outside. Everything out in the front area is all low water usage devices in the xeriscape areas as much as we could.
They're using less water but more sun. LED lights set on timers reduce power usage, and 152 solar panels on the roof and parking covers help create power for other parts of the building.
The power comes in from the solar panels. It's converted into electricity, and then it's put in actually into the system.
And the power of the sun is something you can see throughout the station.
We wanted to achieve as much light, natural light, as we could in this facility. So by maximizing the natural light, we minimize the impact on the system and on our operating cost. The solar tubes, as you can tell in this room, really help by providing natural light. And you can see that the natural behavior to come into this room would be to want to turn a light on, but it's actually natural light that's being projected into the facility. Again, another cost-saving measure for us for less consumption.
Inside, it's a typical fire station with a twist.
Anchor test for engine 2053 complete at 10:52.
Alert screens in firefighter dorms get them ready for calls and even keep track of response times, while technology in the truck gives more vital information on the way.
As the crews get dispatched, you can actually see here where there's a flag. They get all the information that the dispatcher is getting from the 911 caller is being transmitted to this terminal.
But it's not just a place to work, it's a place firefighters can live and eat.
Very much like a residential kitchen, except a little larger scale type of appliances because you know, we're cooking for more people than you probably normally would at home.
And they can train.
What they're required to do is to perform an hour and a half of physical training each shift. To keep them in their areas, we actually provide the gym equipment to them in their fire stations and not have to go to a gym or somewhere outside of their service area.
It's a brand new green facility from ceiling to floor.
You can see all these colors in this floor are natural. There's nothing that we've done to this floor other than actually grind the floor off and show the natural rock that comes from the quarries where they actually pull the material for the concrete.
So come see for yourself and support your Gilbert Fire Department.
You can always count on those firefighters to help, just like you can count on the town. Both were needed earlier this summer when monsoon storm struck one of our local businesses. Luckily, with some teamwork, we wasted no time in making sure they could stay open for business.
We're a screen printing and embroidery company, family owned and run. We've been in business since 1993, so we're going on 20 years in March. We were in Old Town Historical downtown Gilbert, which was actually, I had looked for a place for about 4 years to be down there. It's a very quaint part of town, kind of that Mayberry kind of feeling, and that's where I wanted to be. And I thought a t-shirt shop for custom t-shirts was a very nice fit. July 14th, the weather looked pretty ominous, and so I talked to my husband, who is always there, not to go that day. But about 3:19, I got a phone call from the alarm system. Said there was some problem at the shop. The roof had collapsed. The roof had totally collapsed on my automatic screen printing equipment, my manual presses, my dryers. Anything that had to do with screen printing was in fact destroyed. My greatest or saddest part of this event is that for the very first time in 20 years, I missed a deadline. That was probably very disheartening. That was probably the worst part to take, is I had to tell the customer, I'm sorry, I know your event is Saturday, but there isn't anything I can do. They opted to take the building down in a controlled environment so that it wouldn't destroy anything else in the surrounding areas. So the building was leveled. All of the equipment inside was bulldozed and taken away. There was 20 years worth of things in that building. Now they're all gone. 20 years of items are gone. One of my very first phone calls was to the SBA, which the Small Business Alliance. And by 8:30 Monday morning, we had a meeting with Patrick, the town manager, property management companies that they had gotten together, and it was all done within just about 20 or 30 minutes of us meeting and putting everybody at the same table. And then we turned to the town and said the town would help. They did not want to see another small business go out of business in Gilbert, and that they would help in any way that they can. So they have actually assigned people to help us walk through the process as quickly as possible to make sure that we're in a new facility and up and running as quick as we can. We were back up and running probably within 2 weeks. We would be able to be back up and functional, which is unheard of in trying to get a business up and running that has equipment that requires special needs, as ours does. I can't say enough about the town. The town council has stopped by, Ben Cooper stopped by, Jen Daniels. Everybody has been so supportive in making sure that solutions are for us, and we just need to make sure we choose the right ones that work for everybody. Now we're in a big-time shopping facility, actually a great location. We have the CVS pharmacy, one location this way, Subway is south of us, and between the two, all I have to do is say those two locations and everybody knows where we're at now. I hope someday my goal is to be, hey, you know where Tees and More is? We're next to them. Our goal is to get back up bigger, stronger, and serve our customers as best we can for the future.
I had the pleasure of joining the owners of Tees and More for their grand reopening with Town Manager Patrick Banger. With their children and grandchildren on hand, Tees and More owners gave us a tour of their business. We enjoyed meeting the whole family, and the festivities. Tees and More is truly thriving in its new location. In Gilbert, we want to make sure that businesses can thrive, big and small. Even when times are tough, there are a lot of unique individuals in the town providing services that would be hard to find anywhere else. In this next story, we see a little of both, and another example of how teamwork can breathe life back into an underwater situation.
I had been coaching competitive swimming for several years, since 2000, and was looking for a way to expand the sport and and reach more kids, get more kids involved in swimming. We came to Gilbert because there's a great business climate here. The town does make it easy, and they are, I would say, business friendly. And two, the demographic here, this is just a great town as far as families are concerned. We've got a lot of really experienced coaches. Melissa Ripley, she is a multi-time gold medalist, world record holder back in 1972.
I was 15 years old and I qualified for my first Olympic Games. Qualified in the 100 backstroke, the 200 backstroke, and swam the backstroke part of the 400 medley relay. And at the trials, I broke the world record in the 200 backstroke. The experience at the Olympic game was incredible. It's just such an incredible honor. And then to be fortunate to come away with not only just a medal, but 3 Olympic gold medals is just, just unbelievable. The experiences that I can share, the knowledge that I can draw from, very few people have that knowledge. I like to start with the younger ones because I feel that they're like sponges. They just absorb so much, and there's so much that I can give them.
Freestyle, 3 arms.
We have the ability to take kids literally almost from birth through the Evo Swim program and bring them all the way up through national caliber for the Rio program. And we're a very unique program, and there's very few programs in the country that has a feeding system like that.
The pool that we have here is great. We can run some entry-level swim team here, but it's only 20 yards. The pool at Gilbert Junior is much bigger. It's 25 yards, which is your typical distance for competition. The town of Gilbert closed the Gilbert Junior High pool to the public, and for good reason. The attendance was low. It just wasn't self-sustaining at all, and it didn't make sense, I think, financially to keep it open. Well, we came to the town. We teamed up with the Parks and Rec Department and with the Aquatics Department, and came up with a plan where we could use the pool, basically rent the space, and build a program there.
And then drop the hands down here, keep them locked in at our side. And
I think the mayor, I think that's his focus as well, is he's forward thinking and saying, look, hey, is there a partnership, or is there a way that we can make this good for everybody? And and that's exactly what happened. So it's been a really great experience, working with everybody over there at the town. These kids now have a place to go in their own community. They're staying in Gilbert, and they're able to continue practicing and competing and so forth. We want to continue to expand. We want to expand in Gilbert. We think that the town is growing. We want to be in this community. We want our children to be in this community.
Good job, guys. High fives.
And we want to support this community because they've supported us.
Just as the town of Gilbert reaches out to help business leaders, we're reaching out to citizens as well. One of the ways we can connect with people who are going through hard times is with the help of organizations like the United Way. This year's Project Connect event gave hundreds of people the help they needed, thanks to dozens of volunteers.
We take services to areas where there may not be a lot of social service providers on any given day, and we do it with a different philosophy that's connecting people quickly to services. We know that in Arizona, 1 in 5 people live in poverty. We really believe that ending homelessness is possible.
To be in the service of others creates better individuals, and I hope that you go home today and not only are grateful for what you have. I know that that's my sense. I helped last year just a little bit, and I just went home feeling so grateful for what I've been blessed with, and then also recognizing that we have a duty and an obligation to serve others.
Some of our town's most dedicated volunteers include church leaders, and every year an Interfaith Summit brings all religions together for a common cause. This year we organized Make a Difference Day to encourage everyone in Gilbert to do their part to help others. This is a chance for our faith group leaders to come together. This year we have focused on For Our City and Make a Difference Day. There are service projects that will be provided so that more than 1,000 residents can come together to volunteer and work together. And then in the afternoon, there is encouragement to be part of GAIN. And that will be where, in a simple manner, neighborhoods coming together and just getting to know each other. Gilbert is known as being one of the safest communities in the country. So serve in the morning, but in the evening time, come together with our neighborhoods and to get to know each other. In the town of Gilbert, we believe everyone can truly make a difference. As town employees, we work hard year-round to make Gilbert a better place to live. One person who works very hard, fairly new to our team, but he's already making quite an impact, is town manager Patrick Banger.
For Gilbert Town Manager Patrick Banger, it's been quite a year.
Some days it feels like I've been here 5 years. Some days it feels like 5 weeks. A very challenging role, but rewarding one as well.
And in that role, he's already made an impact on the way the town does business, including its new mission, vision, and values.
To me, that is one of the most, the fundamental piece to any organization, to define your culture, to define your mission, what your vision is, what you'd like to accomplish, what your values are as an organization.
They're the principles by which all employees conduct themselves every day.
Our new mission statement is that we are a service organization that is committed to enhancing quality of life and serving with integrity, trust, and respect. And our vision statement is that Gilbert will be best in class in all lines of service.
The town is still defining values based on input from employees and committee members like Banjer himself.
Patrick's been really helpful in the whole process, first of all, in ensuring that we were headed in the right direction, helping us as a committee in terms of what we needed to accomplish, and then of course providing input and feedback on the mission and vision when we work with the whole entire management team.
In addition to adjusting the big picture, Banjer boasts a new budget, a zero-based plan to get Gilbert back on track.
Well, a zero-based budget by definition basically means that you're starting with a clean slate. So rather than simply rolling over from one year to the next what was budgeted last year, you're actually looking at what does it cost us to provide our core services and what will it cost us to provide that next year. He brought in that zero-based budget component into this process, and that really made all the difference in the world.
He's also making a difference in transparency and communication, implementing a digital roadmap to bring the town up to speed with an updated website, better Wi-Fi access, and more direct dialogue.
I've got a Twitter account and I try to stay active with that. We've also launched the town's first Facebook page, which is going to be another great avenue for us to get information about the community. I've got a manager's bi-weekly blog that I do where I talk about some of the major initiatives we've got underway to, again, keep our residents informed about what's going on.
And through those sites, the town can share its many accomplishments, whether it's finished projects or awards.
Gilbert has been recognized nationally in several key areas. We just most recently were picked as the 33rd best city to live in by Money Magazine. CQI Press has consistently ranked us one of the safest cities in America. We were also selected as one of the best places to raise a family.
Banjer's working to make Gilbert a key place for businesses too, putting hours of effort into economic development.
One of the key strategies that we're focused on is bringing in high-wage employers and high-wage employment to create that desire to continue to move to Gilbert, to get those jobs for those young families so that we keep a sustainable level of population into the future.
It's an initiative town council members and Mayor John Lewis can get behind and are already seeing the results.
Patrick has been one of those gems, so he's been very focused on making sure that we're doing the right things for our existing businesses to thrive and to succeed in the future.
But there are some things about this former Missouri resident that Mayor Lewis just can't support.
Recently, Missouri defeated Arizona State in football, and you know, the whole next few days he was just as obnoxious as could be, and we could hardly stand it. But outside of that, I think he has been a great asset and appreciate what he has brought and his vision for the future.
A future Banjer says he's excited about.
Last year, I think that to recap it would be an assessment of the organization and the community and what our needs are, and this year is going to be rolling up our sleeves and getting some of those projects underway.
At home in the town of Gilbert, for Banjer, year one is just the beginning.
For me, it's been everything I had hoped it would be, professionally and personally. We felt very welcomed in the community, my family, from day one, and the professional challenges have been everything I'd hoped for. So it's been wonderful.
That concludes this month's Mayor's Minute. In our next program, we'll have several interesting segments, including information about our new Veterans Administration Medical Center that is being built in Gilbert, our 2012 Gilbert Days, and details about new values that will be part of the Town of Gilbert Service Organization's mission and vision. Until next time, continue to enjoy our clean, safe, and vibrant Gilbert.